Okay guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be testing out the test rides this week. We've got the HSW one. We're going to start with this one. This is for Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 players only. So let's see what we got here. We've got the Graventier HSW Classic. Let's see how this thing performs. Okay, so I will not lie to you guys, I like the way this car sounds. It sounds pretty cool. But that's not what's important about the car. What's important about the car is how well it can take a corner, and to be very honest with you guys, this car doesn't really take corners that well at high speeds. See? Anyway, the point is, this car isn't the best at turning. It's not the worst looking car in the game. Yeah, I guess I could say only get it for its looks, but otherwise you could probably skip out on this car. Maybe I'd suggest you avoid this as well. Anyway, let's test out the rest of the test rides, which should be available on Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, and, well, basically all the other consoles. Graventier ST, I really hope I pronounced that right, but this just looks like an SUV, just an ordinary SUV. Let's give this thing a test drive. I mean, what happened to my iPad? It's down here on the floor now. Okay, let's see how this thing performs. Now, to be very honest, this car probably has the worst pronouncing name. It doesn't sound too bad, in my opinion. You know, for some reason, this car kind of reminds me of another game that I used to play. Actually, no, that I actually do play still, and it's actually on the PS2. Anyway, the point is, this car just reminds me of another game. But, yeah, this car, it doesn't perform too bad, but the way it takes corners is a little odd. Like, you can completely take a corner like this, right, but you have to go outwards a little bit like this, and then you just go in. Okay, that wasn't a good example, but the next example will be a bit better. So yeah, like I said, this car can take a sharp corner, I guess. See, it kind of goes outwards a little bit. I mean, it can take other corners pretty easily. Like if you just want to go, like, say through here, and then get out here, it can take those corners pretty easily. Looks on the car, it's sort of there. It's a car that I might consider buying, but it's not really gonna break any world records on racing, so I guess, I don't know, if you want the car, I guess get it for its looks. That's the only piece of advice I could give with this car. Okay, so the next car is the Mammoth Parrot multi-spec. Very long name for a vehicle, but that's so good. Let's get this thing a test drive. Okay, so to be very honest, I don't know why this is a test drive this week. It doesn't look like a vehicle you'd actually want to test drive. It's either a vehicle that you'd want to get or you'd want to avoid. I don't know. But I feel like this could be really good at going up hills and stuff like that. Maybe that'd be an only reason really to buy this car, but it sounds... I'll be really honest, I don't like the way it sounds. I don't know why, but I just don't like the way it sounds. The way it can take corners, it's not really there. I can't really see this thing taking massive corners very well. Like, it doesn't take them too bad, but they're not good either, if you know what I mean. But it looks at things, this is sort of a front-wheel drive. But to be very honest, most cars in this game is probably a front-wheel drive anyway, so I guess this car doesn't perform too bad, but just be careful when you're driving, because you could make good corners or you could make bad corners. It's kind of unpredictable with this car, really. So I think we should move on to the next vehicle. Okay, the vehicle that we got here is probably the one car I've been interested in the car meet ones, the Pistol Arson. So let's give this thing a test drive. Okay, so this is not an electric car. First impressions, this is not an electric car. But this does sound alright. Okay, I will not lie. I do like the sound of this car a lot more than I like the multi-spec. Now, I want to see how well it can take corners at high speeds. This car sounds amazing, actually. I take that back. Okay, it's not quite there, but it can take corners if you brake a tiny bit like this, and then zoom right in. I like the fact that this is a front wheel drive. It's not a rear wheel drive. But yeah, if you take corners that are really close, you can make them. But if you don't, then you're gonna have a lot of trouble, you see. But honestly, if you're gonna want to make corners like that, I just suggest brake and then make your corner. So does this vehicle look good in my opinion? Yes, it does. It does look good in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys like the look of this car? Let's move on to Simeon's ones now. Okay, let's give this thing a test drive right here. We've got the Kenneth Mesa, so let's give it a test drive. Now, this car is very old. It has been in the game since the very beginning, so let's give this a test drive. Okay, so this car's very old, like I just said. I can't really see anyone buying this car. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look great. Now, if any car deserves a bit of a revamp, it's probably this one. This car is just... I don't know, guys. I just got nothing nice to say about this car. The car performs alright for what it is, but it's a very old vehicle. Who really wants old vehicles in this game? Except for me. I always tend to get old vehicles, but I only get luxury vehicles. I'm just going to say this right now. Maybe avoid this car, okay? This car doesn't perform bad. But it's not great, you know? The next one we're going to test is the Dukes. Now, the Dukes is... well, it's actually not a bad looking vehicle in my opinion. I was going to say it's kind of old, but it's not really, you know. Anyway, this kind of makes me think of a Duke of Death, because it's kind of like that car, but without the armor. Now, I believe you can upgrade this car quite a bit at any Los Santos custom shop. I just believe that, but I'm not sure entirely if this car has that feature. Wait, actually, you know what? Let's test out something else. Okay, so it doesn't have a convertible roof. Anyway, let's take this thing out on a test drive on its top speed. Now, like I said, this car isn't going to break any world records on top speed. So, yeah, I guess if you guys want to get it. But the only thing I'm going to test out now is to see if this thing can do a wheelie. Nah, it can't do a wheelie. Maybe you could get a wheelie bar on it or something, I don't know. But let's move on to the next one. Okay, so one thing that's kind of weird is... take a look at this sign right here. That's off Legendary Motorsport. It's not off San Andreas Super Autos. Although it probably should be, because it's not really a car that's kind of... you know what, that doesn't matter. Let's move on to the Banshee. This car is a Benny's car, and I believe this car could also be HSW material. I'm not really sure about the HSW thing, but I am 100% sure that this is a Benny's vehicle. It's not a bad looking Benny's vehicle, but it's not the worst one, you know? But it doesn't matter. Top speed of this, it's not there, to be very honest, but it can take corners. I guess if you slow down, you can take corners nice and easy. But I guess you could say that about every. But I guess you could say that about every car, that they can take corners if you slow down. Anyway, I want to see how well this thing can perform taking corners at top speed. Okay, it can take corners, but you really just need a lot of space so you can actually do it. Speed-wise, it's actually okay. Okay, maybe I was wrong about the corner thing. It's not good at taking corners at top speeds. But still, the point is, this car is okay, okay? This car's not the worst car. And honestly, I like the look of it because, you know, guys, I'm into old classics cars back in the days, you know, like the Zantorn and the Banshee and all that other stuff. Yeah, I'm into those kind of cars as well, so, I don't know, it's just my opinion. Dennissery Landstalker XL. This car doesn't look too bad, okay? This car is not the worst looking vehicle in the game. let's test this out and see how it performs. Okay, so this is a little different to the Pista Aston, I believe. It's still not a it's not an electric car. It's like one of those other kinds of cars, like the traditional cars with the exhaust that you can tell that if it's it doesn't matter. Performance wise, it's okay. I feel like this car could be a good off-roader, maybe. If you put the different wheels on it, maybe you can go up hills a little bit easier with them. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. Top speed, I don't think it's going to be anywhere good at all. Like, let's just test that right now. Let's just test out the top speed on this car and see how well it performs. Okay. It's not doing too bad so far. I feel like I could go much faster than this. Hold on, let me just try and get to the speed. Okay. There we go, that's the top speed it's going to get to. That's not terrible. That's not bad at all, actually. I'm actually kind of happy with that top speed. Anyway, let's move on to the next vehicle, I think. So the last car is actually the new car, which is known as the D-Class Virgo ZX. Not a bad looking car. I have already told you guys that I quite like this car, so let's just see how well this thing performs, even though I've already tested this car before. Now, I'll be very honest, before we start this thing, I want to see more cars like this on like the test drivable thing. My god, I know this is wet weather and all, but that was actually pretty cool. Okay, so it actually doesn't take corners too bad. It goes pretty fast for what it is, man. This car is really fast. So let's see how this thing performs going straight ahead. Okay, this thing is fast. I can already tell you guys, this thing is super fast. My god, this thing is fast. I don't even think it's reached its full speed yet. Okay, I think we reached its top speed. It's not performing too bad. I do like this car. I do like this car. I think this one's also an HSW vehicle, which is also another bonus, I guess, so you can get even better performance out of this car. So, yeah, I guess if you guys like the HSW vehicles and you like this car, then get this car. I actually really like this car. I might actually just test out something. This is actually a muscle car, so I want to see if this actually can do this. No, it can't do wheelies. That's weird. My other car can, but not... Okay, well, I think that's going to wrap up the video for the day. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.